People think miracles are just stuff you read about in old books, but what if I told you they're happening right now? We're talking about impossible situations like being hopelessly addicted to drugs, going completely broke, or losing someone you love, and then something crazy happens. Today, we found 5 people who were at rock bottom. They called out for help, and something actually answered. These accounts are going to blow your mind and challenge everything you think is possible. Number 1. The story of Chauncey Taylor, the deliverance from addiction. First up, meet Chauncey Taylor. This guy's life was a complete disaster. He grew up poor in New Orleans, dropped out of high school, and got sucked into selling and using drugs. He was addicted to cocaine and heroin, and his life was literally just getting arrested over and over again. The struggle was insane. Chauncey was trapped in a life of crime just to survive. He got arrested for possession of crack cocaine just 2 weeks after he turned 18. He had multiple near-death experiences and says it's a miracle he didn't lose his mind. His life was a revolving door of terrible choices and even worse consequences, and it looked like there was absolutely no way out. He admits he was a problem for his community, and inside, he was losing all hope. Then, in a prison cell, everything changed. Chauncey says he found Jesus, and I'm not talking about a small change. I mean his entire life flipped upside down. He decided he was done with his old life and wanted to change, not just for himself, but to help other people. He felt like God had been protecting him the whole time, saving him from even worse outcomes. The intervention wasn't one huge event, but a slow and steady change. After he was released, Chauncey went all in on a new life. He enrolled in college to study social work so he could give back to the community he used to tear down. He stayed sober, even when he runs into people from his past. The real miracle was that his heart and everything he wanted in life completely changed. And look at him now. Chauncey Taylor went from rock bottom to a total inspiration. He's a published author, sharing his insane journey in his book, How Adversity Propelled Me to Change, and he works as a public speaker. He is sober, driven, and building a non-profit organization. His story proves no one is too far gone for a second chance. Number 2. The story of a family's financial rescue. Okay, this next story is insane. Imagine losing your job and having almost $100,000 in secret debt. This family was on the verge of losing everything. The main provider lost his job out of nowhere, and the bills started piling up like crazy. They owed nearly $100,000 to banks from credit cards and loans. The stress of hiding this massive debt was destroying them. The struggle was a nightmare, every single day. They woke up every morning wondering how they were going to make it. They prayed constantly, trying to believe that God would help them. But things just kept getting worse. The pressure was suffocating, and they were about to break. One night, with red to the very next day, they hit their absolute breaking point. The turning point came in a way they could have never seen coming. During that night, with the deadline just hours away, a close friend called them out of nowhere. She told them something incredible. She was praying and felt a powerful urge to give them money. She had nitrogen monoxide idea about their secret debt or that they were about to be evicted. She just knew she had to help. The intervention was so perfectly timed it was unbelievable. The gift from their friend was the exact amount they needed to pay their rent, to the penny. It was a direct answer to their desperate prayers at the last possible second. It was proof that God was listening and that He uses people in our lives to do incredible things. The resolution wasn't just about a paid bill, it was a total reset of their faith. That one gift didn't just save them from being homeless. It proved that God cares about every last detail of our lives. Their story is a crazy reminder that even when you feel completely alone in a financial disaster, help can show up from nowhere, right when you need it most. Number 3. The story of N. Wilson, from heartbreak to a higher calling. Some of the craziest stories are born from the most painful moments. This is the story of N. Wilson, whose entire life got tragically flipped upside down. At 15, and had her future planned, she was going to be a scientist for NASA. She had zero interest in being a singer. Her life was totally normal, focused on her family and her older brother, Jacob, who was her best friend. The struggle began in an instant. At 3:30 in the morning, her sister woke her up because there were flashing police lights outside. When they got downstairs, 6 police officers were at their door. They delivered the most devastating news imaginable. Her 23-year-old brother, Jacob, had been killed in a car accident. The shock was paralyzing. Instead, she felt completely numb as her world fell apart. The turning point happened just minutes after she heard the news. In the middle of her family's grief, and says she heard the voice of God, clear as day, ask her, "And are you going to trust me?" In that horrible moment, she answered back, "Jesus, I trust you." She says an unexplainable peace washed over her. In the days that followed, she started playing the piano and singing worship songs, something she'd never done in front of anyone. Her mom overheard her, was stunned by her secret talent, and asked her to sing at Jacob's funeral. The intervention was massive and public, even though she was terrified, and agreed. As she sat at the piano on stage in front of 1,200 people at her brother's funeral, she heard God's voice again, saying, "This is what I am calling you to do. I am calling you to praise and worship my name." This was the first time she had ever sung in public, and it launched her on a completely new path. The resolution is a life that is totally transformed. A video of her performance eventually went viral and made its way to a record label. Today, Ann Wilson is a Grammy-nominated Christian artist, and her first song, "My Jesus," was a #1 hit. She now travels the world, sharing her music and her story, and sees how God used the worst day of her life to start a ministry that has given hope to millions. Look, these stories are insane, and if they're inspiring you, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. Share this with a friend who needs to see it. You never know who you might help. 4. The story of Dr. Richard Scollier, a miraculous recovery. This is one of the craziest stories I have ever heard. This is Dr. Richard Scollier, one of the best cancer doctors in the world. He was also a crazy endurance athlete in perfect health. The problem started in May 2023. While he was in Poland for a conference, Dr. Scollier had a seizure. An MRI revealed the worst possible news. He had glioblastoma, the deadliest brain cancer you can get. Doctors gave him less than a year to live. This cancer was considered a literal death sentence. But instead of giving up, Dr. Scollier and his colleague, Professor Georgina Long, did something nitrogen monoxide one had ever done before. This was the turning point. They decided to use their own famous melanoma research and apply it to his brain cancer. He became a human guinea pig for his own science. He underwent an experimental treatment with massive risks, including the chance it could kill him even faster. The intervention was a world first, and it was stunning. Dr. Scollier became the first brain cancer patient on Earth to get this kind of immunotherapy before surgery. The entire medical world was watching. Weeks later, his doctors were blown away. The experimental drugs were actually working. The resolution is an unbelievable story of courage and innovation. In May 2024, exactly 1 year after his terminal diagnosis, Dr. Scollier announced his brain scan showed nitrogen monoxide, sign of the cancer coming back. He's careful to say he isn't cured, but as of late 2024, he is alive against impossible odds. This guy risked his own life and might have just changed the future of brain cancer treatment forever. 5. The story of Kirstie Ennis, a new purpose after war. For our last story, meet Kirstie Ennis. She was a U.S. Marine, a total badass helicopter door gunner in Afghanistan. The military was her entire life. Her purpose was clear, and she was 100% dedicated. The problem happened on a mission in June 2012 when her helicopter crashed. Her injuries were devastating. She eventually had to have her left leg amputated, which ended the military career she had planned for the next 20 years. After she was medically retired, her world fell apart. She felt like she had lost her career, her identity, and her reason to live. The struggle that came next was dark. She was raised with the motto, "You're not weak," so she tried to hide her pain and trauma. But the emotional wounds led to severe depression. She felt like she had no reason to live anymore. In her darkest moment, she tried to end her own life. The turning point came in the hospital right after. Her father came to her and said words that hit her like a lightning bolt. "The enemy couldn't kill you, and you're going to do it for them." She realized that asking for help wasn't weakness. Then, someone took a chance on her and taught her to snowboard, which sparked a new confidence inside her. That realization was her intervention. If someone could help her, then she had to pay it forward. She found a brand new mission: to honor fallen soldiers and help other people who were struggling. She started using her story not as a source of pain, but as a source of power. The resolution is a life with an incredible new purpose. Kirstie Ennis is now a world-famous mountaineer, an athlete in multiple sports, and she started a foundation that helps others heal. She climbs the world's highest mountains to honor fallen soldiers and raises millions of dollars for charities. Her story is an amazing testament to how strong people can be, and how even after losing everything, you can find a new purpose that changes the world. So, from the depths of addiction to the edge of financial ruin, from horrible loss to a terminal diagnosis, every single one of these people hit rock bottom. They all faced something that seemed completely impossible, and then, at their lowest point, a power greater than themselves stepped in. These stories prove that miracles aren't just ancient history, they are happening right now, to real people. Hopefully, this gives you some hope that no matter how bad things get, you are never alone. Thanks for watching. If this video touched your heart, subscribe right now for more inspiring stories. And I want to build a community of hope right here. If something like this has ever happened to you, tell us in the comments below. Your story could be the miracle that someone else is praying to see today. Share this video, and let's spread some hope.